Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. I've been wanting to make this video for a long time and today I have the time to do it. The video is about the 7 layers of hell, let's say, for decluttering. And when you look at most minimalists, they are already there. They've reached their goal, their houses are immaculate, they have 1 fork, 1 plate, 1 glass. That's not how the rest of us live. So this video is meant for people in the depths of despair and all the way up to people who kind of reached the Mount Everest pinnacle and they're just focusing on habits of maintenance. So let's start at the bottom, which is the worst, and I'm going to use laundry, an example, to demonstrate, and I'm going to recommend a book for each level of disorder. So let's go. First thing we're gonna do is get comfortable. It's an unbearably hot day, so if that means turning on the air conditioning, do so. If it means tying your hair up, do so, because it's really hot. Next, start with some place where you can work. It could be a dining table. In my case, I chose the bed, and that is the clean slate. It's also an imperative to get this done in a timely manner because I need a place to sleep. So let's go. Okay folks, pretend this is your house. I'm using laundry as a microscopic example. Things are here that don't belong. For instance, it is about 90 degrees outside and you can see that I have fleece yoga pants and gloves, ski hats, and let's pretend you didn't see that, and the dryer ball that came out of there. These are flannel pajama bottoms, and over there is a hoodie. So whatever doesn't belong in a closet can't be here. The first thing you do is take it there, or at least take it closer. So this doesn't even belong in a closet. This belongs in the dryer, and these don't belong upstairs. These belong downstairs in the mudroom. What I'm trying to show you is once you break things down, so here are t-shirts. Doesn't matter whether they are polos versus just plain round neck t-shirts. Right now you just want categories. So I just made categories. It doesn't even need to be organized. Now, once we take things closer to where they should be, then we can organize. So for instance, an easy way of organizing is these travel bags. This is an e-bag. I'm gonna link it below. Every single hat is gonna go in here. And I'll show you our progress. This is a demonstration of the Mount Rushmore method. On Monday, you clean everything from the floor to your knees. This is my mudroom, and as you can see, it's prone to chaos. We have dog toys, Kleenex, dog food, and above there is winter storage, and oh look, more dog canisters for food. And this would be an example of the Mount Rushmore method where you clean everything above your shoulders. If you're wondering where I am, I'll save you the suspense. It's the garage. Today is going to be an ugly decluttering day. So my hair is in a ponytail. It's incredibly hot and uncomfortable, but I promise I'll put it all together for you at the end. What inspired this video is this area right here. I don't know why, but it always accumulates clutter. And I want to go through the different layers of clutter that we deal with. This is what I call our landing zone, but it's just gotten out of control because our dog is constantly getting ear infections, and everything you see is different medications, and I would like to turn this into a better working environment. This is 1, 2, 3, 4 different cases of Frontline. Now, Frontline is what you give your dog for flea and tick prevention, and it's supposed to be administered every 30 days. And what happened is we kept forgetting we have some, so we kept buying it. And recently I went to Nova Scotia. I'll post a video about this. And it wasn't a good trip travel-wise. Great once you get there. Travel-wise wasn't great. But another thing happened. I needed my Delta Sky Miles, and I called. It was an emergency, and I said to my husband, I need my Sky Miles number. I need to get on a flight ASAP, and the airline wasn't helping me. I have to do this myself. And he rummaged through these drawers. This is his junk drawer, which I'm not allowed to touch, and this is my junk drawer. Long story short, we can't find the Sky Miles card, even though I know I have it. And I'm really sensitive to losing things. I'm very sensitive to the time it takes to find things. So my goal today is to do that decluttering that's not sexy. Like, I don't have like an Instagram worthy post, but I do have something to show you at the end. So keep watching. Okay, everybody, in the interest of time, I'm only doing the top. So it's just like the streamline method. First letter is S, so you start over, you take everything out. And now I'm just gonna climb on a ladder and clean every shelf. It almost feels like a new house, completely empty except for a fire extinguisher, a postcard from Nova Scotia, and a battery for my Canon camera. I moved everything out of that cabinet, and this is what I got. I wonder if I'm the first person to do a decluttering video for medications. So does anyone have a strategy? Because my strategy is to use tissue boxes. These are from Canada, and they seem to be much smaller than the ones I buy from Costco. The nice thing about this is a nice temporary solution. Maybe Cal won't be allergic and have ear infections and all those issues. Maybe someday I'll be cured from diabetes, and then these can go in the recyclables. But for now, it's a temporary, affordable solution. So if you're thinking of a project like this, start saving boxes. And what you're gonna see is the result of me categorizing and eliminating. So here's what I mean by low-hanging fruit. This was the easy stuff, right? Like, I need car keys, there needs to be a docking station, we need access to pens, there needs to be an easy access to fire extinguisher. On the left-hand side, over here, is dog medication. And on the right-hand side is human medication. Next, on the left-hand side, we have like sports-related stuff. We have goggles for the pool, and I purposely left the collection of cell phones in the Apple case because I need to figure out what to do with 4 old cell phones. And then there's a stopwatch. Ignore the lunch boxes because those are sentimental. One of them belonged to my dad. On the right-hand side, we have plates in case this pandemic ever ends and everybody gets vaccinated. It doesn't look like it, but in case it ends, I'd like to entertain again. And then if you paid attention to the news, we've had some blackouts. So I purposely left flashlights and candles on the right-hand side. Going higher, we have masks and duplicate medications. And even higher are things like keys I can't seem to find out where they belong to. We have a whole box of keys. And then way up there in the little tiny blue box is old medication pill boxes. You can't recycle them. So what I do is if I ever find like an odd nuts, bolts, screws, nails, I put them in there, and then when I get fed up, I go put it in my husband's garage. So this is the easy stuff. According to Marie Kondo, she says do sentimental stuff last, and this is the difficult stuff. This is a paw print of Spot's paw the day he died, and I don't know what to do with this. And people sent cards and letters, and you guys have probably seen, my collection right here. I just can't seem to bring them down this year, even though we're in August and some of them are from Christmas. But one of the sympathy cards came with forget-me-not flowers, and I hate gardening. I tried, I'm just not good at it, but it was given for Spot, and I don't know what to do with this. So this will be one of those things when we move into the assisted living facility. I'm gonna pay a youngster to yell at me and say, listen, it's been 50 years since your dog died. Maybe it's time to let go of this. But Spot, it hasn't even been a year since Spot died, and I just don't know what to do with his paw print. Additionally, there's a process. I have to bake this in an oven, and you guys know me, I have OCD. I can't put something that belonged to my dog that died in the same place that I cook food, so I don't know what to do. So this stuff is difficult. We finished, I think, a really difficult declutter, and that was the drop zone, which turned into the medicine cabinet, and we were buying duplicate medications for Cal because we thought we don't have his medicine. Oh my gosh, we don't have his flea and tick control. We did. We were just so unorganized we couldn't find it. I thought that was a difficult declutter. One, it's a shared space, and two, it's where things just get dropped randomly. And I thought, if this is hell, I found my lowest level of hell, and that is that drop zone declutter. The reason I'm making this video is because I do book reviews with you, but I have a private book review stash that I may be embarrassed to tell you about because I read quite a bit. It's part of my intermittent fasting, engineering my environment, and if you're interested in that, there's a video on my channel called The Diabetes Code, and that's where that comes from. So reading is one of those habits that prevents me from eating, and it helps me with my diabetes. Now, the book I'm referring to is an audiobook, and as most of you know, and if you've read my book, you know that I commute a lot, and I use books to remind me that life does not suck. And this book made me think of, if there were levels of hell for decluttering, what would it be? And the name of the book is called 5 Days to a Clutter-Free Life by Sandra, Felton, and Marsha Sims. And when I heard it, I don't know why, I felt anxious, like, who lives like this? I'm going to show you examples of people's homes that are genuinely in distress. And by distress, I mean grief, illness, and things like that. And so, yes, your house will be decluttered. If someone died in your family, the last thing you want to do is fold your clothes the KonMari way. And a close friend of mine is going through grief, and she's incredibly strong, and she is doing a kitchen reno. So I said, I'll help declutter. And even I couldn't find like her kitchen at the level of clutter that Sandra Felton is describing in her book. The level of clutter that she's describing requires church ladies to come over and help you. And the idea is, Monday you do your foot to the knee. It's called the Mount Rushmore method. Tuesday you do knee to your shoulder. Wednesday shoulder to the head. And then by the end of the week you do closed cabinets, and everything is boxed. And then you go through each box in your own time and clutter and edit and organize. And it sounded very similar to Spark Joy. And this is tidy once, tidy for the rest of your life. And I've reviewed this book before, and the answer is yes, she's right. Tidy once and you will never tidy again. I get it. But even her, I wasn't able to do the whole house. I was only able to do the closet. And now we're in a pandemic and I have to redo the closet because a big element of my life has changed, and that is I no longer have professional business casual clothes because of the pandemic. We're scrubbing everything down with bleach, and we're all switching to scrubs, including doctors. The Mount Rushmore method terrified me, and I was thinking, how can I be of service to the audience and figure out whatever level of clutter hell you're in, how can I find the right book to help? And I did. This is the Clutter Busting Handbook, Clean It Up, Clear It Out, and Keep Your Life Clutter-Free by Rita, Emmett. And I thought this is a nice little sister to the big daddy of decluttering, and that is Spark Joy. So I finally finished this book, and there are acronyms in this that I'm actually going to apply it and make another video for you in it about it because they're smart. You know, I always quote Francine Jay's Streamline, and Streamline, S stands for start over, T stands for trash treasure transfer. This has some great little ones like that that'll help you. If any of you are in Sandra Felton's level of messiness or disorganization, I really feel for you because I think you're going through some heavy duty stuff. There's an illness, there's a death. If you can't walk through your house because newspapers are in the way from the Eisenhower administration, like, we're not here. This is let's put this away. Like, I think that you're right, it does need church ladies to come over and you have a team. And let me just say, not a lot of people are the kind of people that'll come over and help you. I enjoy it, but I think I'm a minority. And also, Sandra Felton started Clutters Anonymous, and it's a 12-step program like Alcoholics Anonymous. So you can imagine the level of despair and just exhaustion that those people must be feeling that use her method. I pray that none of you are in Sandra Felton's level of chaos, and if you are, I wish you all the best. I hope you have professional help. I hope you have support. I hope my channel helps you, because if I'm at my level of clutter at 5 years, I mean, I don't even know what to say except, you know, you have my condolences and my sympathies. For the rest of us climbing out of our clutter, this is an approachable book. And then this is the, you know, this is the big daddy. Let's put this aside and talk about other things. So let's say that you sort of made a dent in your clutter. You've read Marie Kondo, you've started with your closet and lost steam. That's okay, because I have some suggestions for you. I actually bought a few books when I was doing my own research to write my own book. One is A Life Less Throwaway. This is a nice book to make you stop and think about how we became a society that made life throwaway. You brush your teeth and you use these little flossy things. You use it once, you throw it away. You go to a restaurant and it's the pandemic and you can't sit in the restaurant, so you have takeout and you throw away the spoon and the fork and the knife. And this is a nice book. It's A Life Less Throwaway by Tara Burton, The Lost Art of Buying for Life. It inspired me to go on a shopping ban. So I didn't buy clothes. I didn't buy anything except groceries. And even that, I found a hack around it, and I used HelloFresh. So I would only buy the essentials, and the HelloFresh was my produce, because if I buy produce, it just gets rotten in the drawer. Just forget. So next one. This one is L'Art de la Simplicite by Dominique Loreau. She lived in Japan, and you can tell, like, I read it very carefully based on how many things I flagged. These are nice to read, as is Courtney Carver's Soulful Simplicity. This one made me do the chair audit and made me also do the capsule wardrobe or Project 333. That's great. By now, your closet is a little skinnier, and I'm willing to argue that so is your waistline. But then what happens? Then you have to, you know, tread lightly, but invade people around you, their way of thinking and their space. And this is a nice, gentle book to do that. It's Outer Order, Inner Calm by Gretchen Ruben. Now, you hear me talk about Gretchen Ruben quite often because a big part of clutter management is habit formation. She actually wrote a book called Better Than Before, where she has 21 or 23 strategies to form a habit. So one of the habits, if it takes less than a minute, do it. So if it takes you less than a minute to hang up your coat when you walk in through the door, Just do it. A few people mention this. It's the Clutter Busting Handbook mentions this. Don't leave a room empty-handed. So if you're going from the basement to the main floor to the upstairs bedrooms, just take one little peek around and say, okay, does anything here not belong here? And grab it and go. So I thought outer order, inner calm is nice if you're at not the depths of hell of decluttering. When you've made progress, when you cut down your spending on mindless shopping. So if you're at the point where people are starting to comment and say, you know, I always liked your house, but now it looks like a spa, or I feel so relaxed when I come in, you're there. Congratulations, you're on your way, you're there, you're right there with me, because I'm at the point where this book describes caged clutter. So out in the open, surfaces are clear. Nightstands, clear. Coffee table, clear. The dining table, clear. Kitchen table, clear. Kitchen counter, for the most part clear except for the drain tray. But this book did a nice job of a caged clutter. And that's things for me which you just witnessed, like the medicine cabinet, also known as the drop zone. I'll link that video. That's where stuff's hiding. You know, things like the entertainment unit. Garages and attics are notorious, as are basements. So those are what she describes as cage clutter, and she does a nice job. Now, if you're at that stage where all surfaces are clear, according to Francine Jay, The Joy of Less, you're ready for this. You're ready for habit formation in the form of outer order, inner calm. You're ready for Simple Matters, Erin Boyle. She does a nice job. Listen, get rid of trash. Next, let's get rid of duplicates. And finally, let's get rid of things that are unnecessary. Very simple, beautifully written. It's like a coffee table book. And if you're past this stage, so you have your habits in place, you don't shop unnecessarily, then I think you're ready for this. My favorite YouTuber when it comes to spark joy and the Marie Kondo is Laura from How to Get Your Together. She's wonderful. She actually did the best folding video, and I always comment on her Instagram how much I love that video. So I hope I helped, and I hope that you stay with me on this journey because it is not easy. I'm in year 5, and let's do it together. Take care. Bye for now.